What is going on, Bourbon Lifers? Welcome back to another episode of Modifying, Fixing. No adventures thus far, but hopefully we can get to some adventures soon. I had to take a break from sanding the lower valance because it's going to take a long time to get it right. And I want to do it right the first time and try to nail this paint as best as I can so that it color matches the vehicle perfectly. However, I actually had the gauge cluster sent out to Auto Tektronix, Jeff, Mr.Repairman at gmail.com. I believe he's out of Michigan or Minnesota. Don't quote me on that. But the speedometer and also the RPM gauges were acting kind of wonky. And from research online, the step motors that control the needles, they're notorious for failing. So I said, you know what, instead of waiting for it to go, let me try to be proactive. A lot of the things on this vehicle, I want to try to be proactive and catch them before they leave me or my family stranded on the side of the road. I did that with the O2 Silverado, so a lot of those fixes can carry over with this vehicle. So Jeff hooked it up. I had to just ship it out to him. Paid him, I believe it was $130 to rebuild the entire cluster. So I'm gonna install it now, and I'll just let it run, show you guys how to do it. There's a million videos online on how to take out the gauge cluster and everything else for that matter. And while I was at it, it's kind of a win-win because the lights in the back, the rear lights, or the oh my god, what do they call the lights that are behind this unit, are failing in both of these switches. So I ordered AC Delco and GM replacement, and I figured because I got the dash out, I'm gonna still replace these too. So let me get this thing unwrapped. Jeff, very small channel. Don't think you're watching this, but if you are, fabulous job. Fabulous job with shipping it out and packing it. You guys want to pause that and zoom in. Minnesota. That's his card. Pretty incredible. I mean, he cleaned it. It looks brand new, and I'm sure it'll function. I mean, he does a lot of, he specializes in GM, but check out his channel. He does a lot of other things as well. So first things first, make sure it's still recording. Let me turn on the truck. Drop a comment down below. Any reason why when I fire up the truck, the lights flicker like that? Let me know in the comments down below. Might lose audio. Can you guys just run on the CarPlay there? We'll see when I edit. How the heck, the question is, my dad brain kicks in and you forget how to do stuff. I did this like a week ago. I don't even need the car on. I only need to put it in gear when I put the bezel on. So let's let the lights die. I believe it should be 20 seconds. 20 every day I fall in love a little bit more with this vehicle. Like, this was a really good buy. Solid, reliable, beast of an engine. Like, this has more power than what we need right now. All right, let me see. It would help if I had some lights. That's why I wear the headlamp. Alright, heard something. Yeah, I don't think I need the steering wheel down low, but I don't need to have the car on. Let me see if the thing fits. Just want to be, I mean, these are 18-year-old plastics, so just be uber careful installing it. It should fit in. Like, oh, you know what? Maybe I do need to have it. There we go. Boom. Boom. Perfect. And this works out because I have the gauge disassembled, the gauge cluster and the instrument panel disassembled. So, little tip: there's 4 7mm bolts right here holding the gauge cluster in. Put a magnetic tip on your screwdriver so that holds the screw, because getting your finger in here is dear near impossible. Unfortunately, this isn't the right 7mm. I don't even think it's just to start it. At least get a couple threads started. This helps tremendously. Little tips of the trade there. I'm sure there's a ton of mechanics down below. Let me know if I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, see, this is like a bit kit I bought just to keep in my Ryobi bag, just for in a pinch. 5/16, the smallest one that'll fit. Just to get the thread started. Then you take the magnetic bit off, and boom, put on an actual 7mm. And you can finish it off. And again, the plastics on here are almost 19 years old, so you don't have to cinch anything down too hard, just be gentle. Things do break. So far, nothing has broken on this truck taking it apart, which I'm really surprised for the age of the vehicle. However, it only has 80,000 miles, so then the question is, what did I do? They're already in. I'm telling you guys, it's that dad brain. My wife and I have a 2-year-old and another on the way. And that dad brain kicks in hard. I forget what I had for breakfast this morning. Let's see if I can get this last one. Drop the steering wheel down. I don't know, don't quote me on this. I don't know if it's legal, but I've been driving this truck around for like a week. Just going to the store, which is not even a quarter mile, but without a gauge cluster. But really odd driving a truck without a gauge cluster. You had to be really in tune with the engine and the sort of noise she's making. And I didn't go too far, which is good, but alright, so I'm gonna go around, just snug these up. Perfect. Gauge cluster is donezo. I'm gonna grab you guys so I can show you close up. Alright, how the heck do you pause this thing now? Go like this. All right, she's in. She can focus. There you go. There's 2 bolts, 2 back there, 2 back there. And do the honors with you all watching. First startup, focus. Give a nice sweep. Perfect. Yeah, the RPMs they were stuck at like 6,000. Nice. The speedometer was stuck. What else? I think the oil was off. New lights, looking good. New lights match everything. So, as you can see, the lights, let me shut off the lights on this don't work. And these are kind of going in and out. So, I have the 2 replacement items right here. I'm gonna replace them now. Stay tuned. The other thing too, so as you can see, this truck came with a nice little feature, the upgraded, I don't know what the heck you call these vinyl wood grain, don't even look like wood grain, but mahogany, fake mahogany, came with that. So it's a nice little touch. I'm gonna try to transfer this one over. Obviously this one didn't have one, but I'll probably just go black for now, at least if I can get them to work. Boom, everything works. This is a little bit greener. This light's a little bit greener, but I don't really mind. It kind of matches the rest of the truck pretty well. But lights work in this one. Lights now work in this one. Honestly, I don't really know if these are, they said GM, they said AC Delco, but what I'm gonna try to do now is take this vinyl piece off so I can put it back on here. We'll see, I gotta heat it up and try and replace it. Maybe I could just open it up and swap out the bulb. Drop your comments down below, let me know. Mike just needs to reorder a whole new set of vinyls. Just trying to heat up the glue. Oh yeah, it's for sure getting softer. You know what's crazy is I did literally the same exact thing to the 02 Silverado. And I wish I could pull those parts out and just throw them right in here, but they're slightly different. 3 years, this is an 05, that's an 02, so 3-year difference. They made some changes, GM. No, it's not gonna work. I'm gonna have to order. I'm gonna rip this apart and it's already starting to rip here. I'm just gonna order, if I want to add the vinyl back on to give it the wood grain look, I could just order a set on eBay. I believe they sell them on eBay. If I peel this off, it's gonna leave a lot of the glue stuck on. So, and I kind of want to save this in the event the new one, if it's not OEM AC Delco, I can, you know, swap it out. Everything worked on here, it was just the light, so maybe it's just a matter of replacing the bulb. Alright, these two are the ones I pulled out. Again, like I said, they worked. It's just that the lights, the backlit lights were just kind of failing. So let's go into the parts store, aka my attic. Alright, let's get that. I'm gonna show you guys real quick that trim bezel because it is a little tricky. I'm gonna show you guys that trim bezel, how to install it. All right, I think it's rolling. I don't know, I can't really see that far away. I think you guys are rolling. So with the trim bezel, just be super, super careful with putting these back in. They're so fragile. I'm going to drop the steering wheel all the way down. Throwing in first gear. With your foot on the brake, obviously. Make sure to get all my wires through where they need to be. Wow, that like literally dropped right into place. Alright, so I'm gonna put it back up. There you go. I'm oddly surprised. That like was a lot easier than I anticipated. Let me leave some slack out for my wires. Again, it would help if I had some light. Alright, so once it lines up, boom. Actually, it doesn't look that bad actually. I just can't believe for an 05 how well everything kind of clips back into place. Okay, now what I ended up doing for this is for the wireless magnetic charger. I couldn't really find a good place to mount it on the dash. It didn't really stick that well to certain areas, so I decided to use this vent clip. And if you put it on the lowest vent, like so, kind of locks it in place right there. You put this bad boy on, and then you cinch it down. Clean that up later. And tighten it up. It's pretty solid. I mean, it's really only supposed to hold the phone. Let me get. Oh, where's my phone? It's you guys. I think that's kind of where you want it. So let me just cinch that down tight. That's a good angle there. I can always adjust it slightly. Then you know what I ended up doing? Oh, I gotta line up the stupid cord. It's been a long day, guys. Bear with me. Boom. So just an FYI, I have a USB-C going to the back of the head unit. So every time you turn on the head unit, it powers the wireless charger, which is super nice. Boom, right there. And that's what I'm gonna leave it right there. It's not bad. Now, really, it's not necessary. However, I added a dab of super glue. Let's see how that holds. It still kind of moves a little bit, but or not super glue. Hot glue. Just a little dab of hot glue that seems to do the trick to kind of hold us in place where I need it to be, so that the phone doesn't vibrate as much. It's actually not that bad. It's pretty solid. Cool. I like that. Alright, let me give you guys a final look at the dash. Alright, we are all put back together. So right here, it's kind of nice because this is the part that you push in and it pinches against these vents. I'm just gonna put a little dab of hot glue under there. Just gotta hold it in place. Got the new gauge cluster all rebuilt. And 4x4 switch and light switch all working. It's looking good. I love this. I know some people call it the command center, but you got your Apple CarPlay, your maps. I got my tire pressure gauge right here. Boom. Battery monitor, extra USB, USB-C, 2 extra USB or cigarette lighters. So plenty of power and room for expansion. I got the Boost Auto wireless charger. So she's gonna be fun on adventures and long road trips, that's for sure. Also, so this is the 8.1, right? And I have the Air Ride suspension. However, I have yet to hear the air compressor go on, if there is in fact an air compressor. And from what I've read from forums is that the tow haul has to be on in order to engage the air compressor and level out the truck. Let me know in the comments down below what y'all think. Y'all. I just said y'all. Like that's such, I'm turning into a southern. From New Englander to southerner. Y'all. Let me know what y'all think.